Appreciate it. We looking at the hour of 1:20. Senate goes into session at 2 o'clock. I'll open it up to public comment for members of the public who feel compelled to add to the very rich discussion we've had here today. Feel free to step up to the first mic here that's raised. Any members of the public for public comment? And I'll ask you to keep your comments within 1 minute, please.
Good morning, Janina Betez with Children Now. Just wanted to add, I was intrigued by the anti-poverty work in Great Britain and just looked it up. And investing in children, for them, one main issue was universal preschool. They actually said every single 4-year-old would have access. I think that's something we can do here in the Prop 98 world where we know half-day preschool lives. Let's draw down federal Head Start dollars. Let's wrap it with Prop 98 half-day state preschool dollars. And then let's, keep moving on that issue. So we really believe that childcare is a multi-generation strategy. Access, affordability, as well as the quality piece. In terms of license exempt versus family childcare versus center-based, we think we need to lift all boats. The fact that childcare workers make, anywhere from $8 to $13 still isn't enough to make it in California. Even if you have greater education, you still are not, it's not viewed as a profession. We believe that all workers need to be well compensated, well trained, and have a stable, job environment for them so that they themselves aren't suffering. Where will their next paycheck be? The other point I just want to make about Prop 98 is really looking at professional development dollars, drawing down in community college. Child care, child development is the #3 certificated course in all of our community colleges, just behind criminal justice and nursing. But unlike criminal justice and nursing, it is very underpaid. So we need to, once again, elevate our profession by making sure well-compensated and well-educated and trained workforce moves forward. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. And that's a perfect example of not repeating what we've already heard today, bringing a new element to the conversation. So I hope all the other members of the public will do the same. 1 minute.
I will certainly attempt to. Good afternoon. My name is Anna Hasselblad on behalf of the California Children's Health Coverage Coalition, which includes advocates across the state focusing on children's health. You asked 2 questions early on. How much and how do we pay? One of the things that we've highlighted with your staff and wanted to bring to the table today is the $450 million that we are anticipating in CHIP bump money. And we believe that that money has intent with it to be focused on children's health as well as pregnant women health. There's an opportunity to pull out some of those potential opportunities that I do believe also overlap with some of the other arenas that have been discussed today, specifically payments for primary care pediatric services, pediatric dental rates for the most frequently used paid services, as well as outreach and enrollment funding for the remaining children that are uninsured. That's 160,000 children, as well as the potentially, and hopefully will happen, 63,000 eligible for DACA. So those are some of the suggestions that we have to address your questions. Thank you
Excellent.
so much.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Hello, my name is Claire Smith. I'm here representing the Older Women's League based here in Sacramento. And I would only say this, that we are in full support of the efforts of the Women's Legislative Caucus and the efforts here, and just want to recognize and thank you for including senior citizens, older adults, as under the family, the definition of family. So thank you, and those are my remarks.
Thank you very much. Next witness, please, 1 minute. Did we? All right.
Hi, Sonia Stiers, representing the Salvation Army in California. I appreciated what the last panelist said, where she said it's not just political will, it's collective will. And I think that it's been alluded to, but just that it needs to be a systemic, it needs to be addressed systemically. We see ongoing mental health issues, drug and alcohol abuse, housing, employment, childcare, all of those, but it needs to be a collective approach. And then my other question would be, what role do or can the faith-based and the community-based programs provide? How can we provide a role?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Hello, Erin Mercer-Niehaus with United Ways of California, and I just wanted to thank you for this crucial hearing today and for highlighting the issues that were discussed. And one thing that United Way would like to highlight in terms of opportunities for reducing poverty in California is the state earned income tax credit, or refundable earned income tax credit. We're sponsors of Assemblymember Stone's AB 43, and we know that based on the federal EITC, 1.3 million people, including 629,000 kids with federal credit alone, were pulled out of poverty. So we're hoping that that effort will be continued here in the state, along with the 25 other states in the country that have that. So thank you for your efforts.
Thank you. It was raised, I think, by our first panel. These will be our final two members of the public. Thank you. 1 minute, your name.
Hello, Sydney Reyes with the California Partnership to End Domestic Violence. At the partnership, we're very acutely aware of the intersections between violence and poverty, and we just want to thank you for all of your work and for putting this on. We look forward to continuing to work with you on these issues moving forward and throughout this legislative session.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the partnership. Final witness. 1 minute, your name, please.
I am Donna Steele, currently working with Dogfight. I recently read that Switzerland is the happiest country in the world, and that there was a bill before their legislature to give everyone 18 years and over $2,600 guaranteed income. You don't have to work for it, you just get it. And I see the gap between them and us. We're talking about killing people with too little money. The solutions here, to me, are trivia. I know it's all you got, but that's what it is. I mean, the volume of stuff you're not even allowed to talk about. You wouldn't be reelected if you talked about a bunch of stuff. And you know that. But we got to be addressing the truth somehow, some way, in a forceful manner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. First of all, let me say that I want to thank the staff who worked diligently to pull together the work of the Select Committee. The work does not involve just what you see here. The work in terms of reaching out to advocates, finding witnesses, all the wonderful white papers that were contained in the binder and are now uploaded on the Select Committee's website. The Select Committee's website can be found by going to the State Senate website. You click on committees, then select committees, and you'll find the Select Committee on Women and Inequality. There are amazing research papers that really reflect, I think, the meat of what was discussed today. It's my opinion that this year, this budget cycle, children and seniors cannot remain an afterthought in the rebuilding of California's future or the mending of our economy. In fact, they should be the focus and measure of both. As the final panelist shared her grandmother's quote, I believe that now that we know better, therefore we are compelled to lead better. We must find the funds, and we will find the funds if we have the will. At the end of last month, the nonpartisan LAO's office projected that by June 30, the state's revenue could exceed January estimates by more than $4 billion. If it exceeds $4.4 billion, health and welfare programs could benefit from the surge, following months of calls that California needs to do more to reduce poverty and income inequality in the state. So clearly, our voice has been heard. The LAO report further cites that critical discussions the legislature must make this budget year to enable vital general fund investments this year and beyond. We cannot simply accept the current scenarios. It's our responsibility to enact a plan under which education and other vital human services can be funded in current budget year, and out years. I agree with the final member of the public that talked about some of these policies really do seem trivial. And in my opening remark, I talked about us drilling down to a minute level of detail, as well as having big theory conversations. And I think it requires both. It takes courageous leadership, it takes the commitment, it takes the coalition to make the tough decision, to make a commitment to reducing poverty for children and seniors. We know we have the resources. We know the policies that it will take to do it. So, you know, as the age-old adage is, either go big or go home. It's the intention and work of this Select Committee to engage the general public and legislators in this conversation so we're clear about what our path should be to reduce poverty and end deep poverty. And I look forward to continuing to work with my colleagues and you all to get California there within the foreseeable future. Thank you today for your participation, and the Select Committee stands adjourned.